Having recovered a treasure chest from a sinking ship, the Straw Hat Pirates cannot wait to see what riches await them inside. Instead of treasure, they pulled out an old lady. Anxious to get back to her home and avoid Nami's wrath for having thrown out the treasure previously in the chest, the old lady offers a great treasure reward if the crew will return her to her home on Mecha Island. Her legend of the Golden Crown sounds too good to be true. Luffy smells adventure, so the crew has no choice. On an island full of amazing inventions, the crew tests their riddle-solving skills and Luffy's instinct to solve the mystery of Mecha Island and its treasure. Welcome to Film Friday. Released in 2006, the giant mechanical soldier of Karakuri Island is a very much forgotten about feature in the One Piece movie library. And what I mean by that is, after I finished movie 6, which is Bara no Matsuri, and started searching for the next film to watch, my immediate thought was, movie 7? That's the Alabasta remake, right? So I'd completely forgotten this feature ever existed. And I can understand why it's so forgettable. When I originally watched it over a decade ago, my reaction was, well, that happened. And I moved on with my life, never sparing it another thought ever again. However, I was young, naive, and I didn't truly comprehend what this film was trying to do. This movie is an unapologetic parody of the first 5 One Piece films. Everything that made those works bad is present in this feature, however it is done so deliberately and often pointed out to the viewer. For example, having a horrible villain with stupid motivations is a huge trope for One Piece movies, and the villain of this piece, Ratchet, isn't taken seriously even for a second. The Straw Hats continuously ignore him as if he is a mere side character who somehow stumbled along for the journey. At one stage they even point out just how ridiculous Ratchet's plan for world domination actually is, which is exactly what we as the audience have been thinking about almost every One Piece movie villain to date. It's just that this time we don't have to deal with the frustration of the Straw Hats actually taking them seriously. And despite being a quote-unquote genius, Ratchet's plans often fail entirely due to his own stupidity. His machines malfunction, aren't well thought out, or he himself just ends up being dumb. It's a welcome break from villains making stupid decisions and actually being considered smart by the rest of the characters. The side villains are also given the same treatment, with Zoro even commenting that his fight was far too easy. And even the side characters, who usually act as the heart of the film, are seldom present, and the drama between them is overplayed to soap opera levels, which I love because I'm tired of taking these kinds of characters seriously. The plot itself is simple enough. It is a treasure hunt. Very standard for a series about pirates, however the usually clever riddles and clues more often than not turn out to be stupid Japanese puns with solutions that Luffy accidentally stumbles across. It's actually a very cool commentary on the treasure hunting genre in general, often having absurd solutions that the characters take ever so seriously. And now let's take a break to talk about boobs. Nami and Robin's gravity-defying assets make themselves well and truly present throughout the movie, which I can only imagine is an intentional exaggeration, nodding at the ever-increasing bust size of the Straw Hat women throughout the series. With all of this said, the film finds itself in an odd position. It's certainly a parody of the rest of the movies in the One Piece series, but I don't think that it's quite clear enough. It's an enjoyable ride, but the parody isn't defined enough and ends up being a tad too subtle. And that's problematic because if at any point you begin to take this story seriously, you're going to run into disappointing problems. The only way to watch this film is with the knowledge that it is poking fun at itself. And even then, it's a parody of bad movies, but that doesn't make the feature itself a good movie. I think it could have been much stronger if it was even more absurd and in your face, something that One Piece could definitely get away with. But as it is, the film takes itself just seriously enough to be a bit awkward. There are also some other unavoidable detractors from the feature. For example, while the film was being made, Chopper's voice actor, Ikue Otani, was away on maternity leave, and so we have a replacement voice actor for Chopper. It's a bit jarring just because I'm so used to Ikue Otani, and it took me a long time to warm up to Chopper as a result. However, I will say that there is one interesting event of note that occurs at the climax of the film. During his fight against Ratchet, Luffy accidentally discovers Gear Second, and the movie posits this as a potential explanation for how Luffy discovered Gears in general. Now at the time, this was pretty amazing because this was the first time that we had seen Gear Second animated, and you know, it's still pretty cool to look back on today. I really like the idea of offering an explanation for things that Oda doesn't, to keep the world in mind and actually try to expand it. But now for the most important question. Does Movie 7 break the curse of odd-numbered One Piece films? Well, it's actually hard to say. I would never call this a great movie, but it was quite enjoyable, whereas the other odd-numbered One Piece films so far have just been incredibly cringy and really difficult to keep watching. We're still well and truly waiting for the first great odd-numbered One Piece film, but you know what? This feature has done pretty damn well for what it is. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this review. Next time on Film Friday, we'll be taking a look at the episode of Alabasta, The Desert Princess and the Pirates, the feature which ushered in the era of ARC remakes. If you enjoyed this video, then please feel free to like, favorite, or subscribe, and please do comment with your thoughts on the giant mechanical soldier of Karakuri Castle. This has been the Grand Line Review, and I'll see you next time.